You wake up slowly. The morning sun slips through the curtains, painting golden streaks across the room. You try to sit up, gently, carefully, and that's when you feel it again. The heaviness in your legs, the stiffness in your back, that quiet, persistent ache in your shoulders that seems to whisper, "You're not as young as you used to be." You sigh, and for a moment, you sit on the edge of the bed, staring down at your hands. They've done so much, held babies, turned pages, built a life. But now they seem a little more fragile, a little slower. You reach for your slippers and wonder, when did it start to feel this way? When did strength begin to slip away? Maybe it was gradual. A fall here, a skipped walk there, clothes that once fit differently, jars harder to open, groceries heavier than they used to be. Or maybe it was when you saw an old friend lose their independence and you thought, is that my future too? But then a softer question emerges. What if it's not too late? What if your body, even now, is quietly waiting for you to nourish it? What if there are foods, simple, natural, forgotten by time, that could help you rebuild what's been lost? Muscle, strength, balance. Not to become who you once were, but to honor who you are now, and to live each day with a bit more confidence, a bit more ease. In the stillness of this moment, one small decision could change everything. And it starts with something surprisingly simple, something that fits in the palm of your hand. A handful of nuts. But not just any kind. Let's talk about the nuts that may help you regrow muscle, reclaim vitality, and reawaken the strength you thought was gone for good. Let's talk about something we don't always say out loud. As we grow older, the world seems to shrink a little. Not because we want it to, but because our bodies begin to say no more often than yes. No to long walks, no to stairs, no to caring grandchildren, to tending the garden, to dancing when a good song plays. And deep down, you might wonder, am I losing more than muscle? Am I losing pieces of myself? Muscle isn't just about looking strong. It's about being able to move through life with dignity. It's your foundation. When muscle fades, energy drains faster. Balance becomes shaky. Tasks you once did without thinking suddenly feel like a mountain. And the consequences? They're not just physical. Losing strength can mean losing independence, losing confidence. It can lead to isolation, staying home more, saying no to invitations, feeling smaller in a world that once felt wide open. But here's something the world doesn't always tell you. You can rebuild. Even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, your body can respond. Muscles can grow stronger. Energy can return. Stability can improve. Not through fads, not through exhausting routines, but through something incredibly simple. Food. Certain foods, especially some humble, often overlooked nuts, hold the power to nourish aging muscles. They carry the very building blocks your body needs to rebuild strength, support joints, and bring back vitality. This isn't about turning back the clock. It's about taking back control. Not in leaps, but in small, steady steps, one bite at a time, one day at a time. And it starts with knowing which nuts to choose and why they matter more than ever in this chapter of your life. Because you deserve to move freely, to feel proud of your body, to live fully. And we're going to walk this path together. Let's begin. You've been told it's just age, that the tiredness in your legs, the wobble in your step, the shrinking strength in your hands, it's all part of getting older. And so, over time, you've accepted it. You've adapted. Maybe you stopped reaching for the higher shelves, avoided bending down too far, or said no to things you used to love. Long walks, hikes, even holding your great-grandchild. But let me ask you something. Gently, honestly. What if it's not just age? What if the muscle loss, The fatigue, the weakness that creeps in like a shadow, isn't inevitable. What if your body isn't giving up on you, but waiting for you to give it what it's been missing? You see, as we age, our needs change. Our muscles become more sensitive to certain deficiencies. And even a small lack of protein, of minerals, of specific healthy fats can quietly accelerate the loss of strength and stability. Not because you're broken, but because your body is whispering, "Help me, feed me, don't forget me." Now imagine this. You're sitting at your kitchen table. The morning light is soft, and in front of you is a small bowl of nuts, something so ordinary it's easy to overlook. But inside those nuts, there's power. Not just calories, but essential amino acids your muscles crave. Magnesium to soothe your joints. Healthy fats to support your brain and fight inflammation. Even compounds that can help balance blood sugar and protect your heart. And here's the part that might surprise you. Some nuts are especially good at helping rebuild muscle mass, even after 70. So maybe, just maybe, that feeling in your legs, that weakness in your arms, isn't just time catching up. Maybe it's a missing piece waiting to be found. And the solution? It doesn't come in a pill. It comes from the earth, from your kitchen, from a choice you make each day. Let's explore the real foods and the specific nuts that could help you reclaim your strength, one handful at a time. Your body is a little like a house, built strong in its prime, full of laughter, memories, and movement. But as the years go by, even the strongest house begins to creak. The floors groan, the paint fades, the hinges rust. Still, the structure holds if you care for it. If you patch what needs patching and feed it what it needs. Your body is no different. After 70, your body isn't breaking down as much as it's asking for different maintenance. The kind that's often overlooked. The kind that comes not from more medication or complex treatments, but from the food you place on your plate. You see, something subtle but powerful begins to change with age. Your body becomes less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Muscles require more protein to maintain their size. Bones need more support to stay strong. And your energy? It no longer comes from just calories. It needs quality. Yet most seniors don't eat less. They just eat less effectively. Take Marjorie, 76. She used to think toast and tea were enough to start her day. Light, easy, familiar. But her legs ached. She had trouble standing up from the couch, and walking up the porch steps felt like climbing a hill. Her doctor suggested more protein, but pills upset her stomach. So she turned to food. A small bowl of mixed nuts each morning, walnuts, almonds, pistachios. Later she added Greek yogurt, a boiled egg. In a few weeks, something shifted. Her strength returned little by little. Her energy, more steady. She told her neighbor one day, "I don't feel like I'm fading anymore. I feel fed." Have you ever felt like you were fading? Not in spirit, but in your body? It may not be age. It may be hunger at a cellular level. And the right foods can feed not just your body, but your hope. Let's look at how muscle loss happens and why what you eat could make all the difference. Muscle isn't just built from protein. It's built from purpose. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how much harder everything feels when you're carrying sadness? Or how even a short walk feels lighter when your heart is full? The emotional side of health is real and powerful, especially after 70. When the house gets quiet, when friends move away or pass on, when children are busy with lives of their own, something begins to shift inside. It's not just loneliness. It's the weight of feeling unseen. And that weight doesn't just sit in your heart. It settles in your bones, your muscles, your energy. James, 81, once said, "It wasn't my legs that gave out. It was my reason to move. He used to be strong, a proud gardener, always outside, always building. But after his wife passed, he stopped. He ate less, slept more. His world got smaller. Then one spring, his granddaughter came to visit. She brought him a bag of mixed nuts and a seedling to plant. Just a little garden, she said. Something to tend, something to nourish. Every morning, he went outside, ate a handful of walnuts, dug the soil, felt the sun. By summer, he wasn't just standing stronger, he was smiling again. Here's the truth. Muscles grow best in bodies that feel needed. Food heals better in bodies that feel loved. Have you noticed how your body responds when you feel truly at peace? When you laugh? When someone holds your hand or calls you by name? Your health is not just physical, it's emotional. And every bite of nourishing food, every healthy habit, is also a quiet way of saying, I still matter. I am still here. So when we talk about nuts that rebuild muscle, we're also talking about reminders to care, to connect, to keep moving, not just your limbs, but your life. Because strength doesn't just come from the outside, it starts deep within. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by nutrition advice. One day it's all about superfoods. The next day it's something new. But after 70, you don't need trends. You need truth. Simple, steady, nourishing truth. And when it comes to rebuilding muscle, not all foods are created equal. Not even all nuts are created equal. So what makes certain nuts so powerful for your aging body? Protein. Not just any protein, but the kind your body can actually use to repair and rebuild. Nuts like almonds and pistachios contain essential amino acids that directly support muscle repair, especially when your body is more sensitive to muscle breakdown. Healthy fats. Walnuts are rich in omega-3s, those gentle anti-inflammatory fats that support your joints, your heart, and even your mood. Magnesium and potassium. Nuts like cashews and almonds are packed with minerals that help reduce cramping, support muscle function, and keep your nerves calm. And perhaps most important of all, they're easy. No cooking, no prep, just a small bowl by your chair. A quiet handful mid-morning, a sprinkle over oatmeal. Because this isn't about overhauling your life, it's about nourishing it. Little by little, bite by bite. Eleanor, 78, started with just one change. She swapped her afternoon cookies for a handful of mixed nuts and a few dried cherries. Within weeks, she noticed her hands didn't ache as much. She walked steadier. She felt lighter. She said, "It's like my body finally felt like someone was listening to it." So, let me ask you, what's one small change you could try this week? A handful of almonds at breakfast? A jar of mixed nuts next to your chair? One quiet decision that nourishes your strength? Remember, health isn't found in big dramatic moves. It's found in the gentle ones, the ones that feel good and last. There's something deeply sacred about routine. Not the rushed kind, but the quiet kind. The kind that says, I am still here. I am still choosing myself. After 70, health becomes less about pushing through and more about listening to your body, to your spirit, to the gentle rhythm of your days. And that's where something as simple as a handful of nuts becomes something much more. Not just food, but a ritual, a moment to pause, to nourish, to remember that healing isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. There's power in small habits that feel sacred. Stepping out into the morning sun, watering the plants with soft music playing, saying a quiet prayer, sitting down with a bowl of almonds and walnuts, knowing it's a gift you're giving your body. Because aging well isn't about resisting time. It's about reclaiming joy within it. For years, Harold, 83, felt lost after his wife passed. Meals were lonely. days were silent. He stopped cooking, stopped walking. But one day, his daughter brought him a simple gift: a wooden tray with a small teapot, a journal, and a bowl of mixed nuts. "Start your mornings here, Dad," she said. "Just sit. Write a thought, drink your tea. Feed your body a little love." He didn't think it would matter, but it did. 1 week in, he started writing longer. 2 weeks in, he walked to the garden. 3 weeks in, he smiled when the sun came up. He said, "I thought I needed more time, but I just needed a reason to begin." So let me ask you, what do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? Because it's not too late to start again, not with noise, but with meaning. And maybe, just maybe, it starts with a quiet moment, a warm drink, and a handful of strength cradled in your palm. Let's take a breath together. You've come this far, not just through this video, but through the quiet storms of fatigue, the whispered doubts of age, and the long days when your body felt more like a burden than a companion. But here you are, watching, listening, learning. That matters. That means something. You are not too old. You are not done yet. Your body still listens when you care for it. The path from fatigue to energy is not paved overnight. It's made with small, consistent choices. Just a glass of water instead of soda, a gentle walk instead of another hour in the chair, a bit more sleep, a handful of nourishing foods. These are not grand gestures, but quiet victories, and your body notices them all. We've spoken today of decline, not as destiny, but as a challenge, and you, simply by watching, have already shown that you are not afraid to meet that challenge. There is resilience in you still. There is strength waiting to be stirred. Maybe fear has visited your heart. Fear of weakness, of losing independence, of becoming invisible. But know this: hope still lives in your cells. Muscles still remember. The heart still beats in rhythm with your desire to keep going. This journey is not about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming vitality on your terms, in your way, at your pace. So, let this be your gentle reminder. You are still in this, still trying, still worthy. Let today be the day you honor your body, not with punishment, but with kindness. Nourish it, move it, speak softly to it. Feel proud. You've watched this far. That means you're still fighting, for strength, for joy, for one more good day. This is your time. Start now, even if it's slow. Every small step is still yours. Now I invite you to take a quiet moment to reflect. What was one thing that made you think differently today? Was it a truth you hadn't heard before? A reminder you needed? A small hope you felt in your chest for the first time in a while? And what small change will you try starting tomorrow morning? Maybe it's stretching before you get out of bed, or adding something nourishing to your breakfast. Maybe it's simply speaking more kindly to yourself when you look in the mirror. These steps don't have to be big. They just have to begin. You're not alone in this. Everyone here is walking their own version of this journey, facing setbacks, celebrating small wins, and holding on to the belief that health and strength are still within reach, even after 60. This channel isn't just information, it's a community. A gathering place for wisdom, encouragement, and shared stories. So, if something today stirred you, I'd love to hear about it. Leave a comment below. What spoke to you? What change are you planning to make? And if someone you love is walking a similar path, consider sharing this video with them, or tagging them in the comments. You never know who might need these words today. We're all just doing our best to stay strong, stay present, and stay hopeful. And when we do it together, something beautiful happens. We lift each other up. If this message resonated with you, if it made you pause, smile, or breathe a little deeper, consider subscribing. This isn't a race. There's no finish line, just a path we walk side by side at a pace that honors where we are. You've come this far. Keep going. We're walking this path together.